The situation that we saw with the Steelers and the Browns, we should get some sound on this, Marvin. There's sound on this. We should have that because Jalen Ramsey said, he was jawing back and forth with Jamar Chase. And, Jalen Ramsey loves to do that. Jamar Chase does as well. And then all of a sudden, whatever Jalen Ramsey said to Jamar Chase, and then Ramsey said he spit in my face. And the officials didn't see it in the moment. But there is a camera angle that does have that where he does spit in his face. I mean, he was trying to spit through his windshield there that he had in his helmet. Jamar Chase denied it, which try telling that to the NFL home office. But this is where you have to come down really hard on him. I'm going to suspend him. Like there should be a real deterrent of you're out for this game and you're out for the next game. How about you write a letter of apology to say, I'm sorry that I treated you less than human. Sit him out for a couple of games. I mean, Jalen Ramsey is allowed to punch Jamar Chase. If you spit on me, you're allowed to punch that guy. And I hope they rescind whatever punishment they're going to have for Jalen Ramsey or cut it down. Or you know what, better yet, make Jamar Chase pay for it. But to me, there's just no call for that. There's no room for that. There's no, he said this. There isn't. I mean, Jalen Carter, there's no excuse for that. And I know it happens. I know it's happened. I know the old NFL, it happened. I realize that. And you've had some notable players. Mean Joe Green, accused of spitting on an offensive lineman. I know it happens, but it shouldn't happen. I would make it a strong, strong, strong deterrent. And I would sit him out for a couple of games. I would not bring back Joe Burrow to play. I don't want him running around. You have nothing to play for. If you had won a couple of these games, then maybe. But I would sit Jamar Chase down, and I would let the rest of the league know, if you get caught doing this, we're sitting you down for 2 games. You're going to lose 2 game checks. Yes, Todd.
And it would be bad enough if you apologized in a timely fashion, even if it was created by a PR person, but then to double down and admit multiple times that you didn't do it makes it that much worse.
Well, I don't know if he thought, nobody's going to see this. But, close proximity, and there's always a camera angle on somebody at some time, and these two had been going at it. So they had a couple of plays in a row where they've been going back and forth. And I think both were acknowledging, hey, this is kind of what we do. But I don't know what Jalen Ramsey said that would have triggered getting spit on. It doesn't matter what he says. Nothing should trigger getting spit on in a situation like that. Yeah, Paul.
And Jalen Ramsey, after the game, he was pretty cool about it. And the reporters were asking about it. And he's like, we don't do that. Guys don't do that. You could hit someone. You could decleat someone. You could all these other things. He goes, this is beyond. And everyone agrees with him.
Yeah, we should have Jamar Chase's response. Because all he has to do is when somebody says to him, hey, did you spit on him? And then he says, I never opened my mouth, and then he goes on to give his explanation. Oh, it's a yes or no. Did you spit on him? No. That's your answer. Not a long-winded way of saying that he didn't. It felt like the longer he talked, the more guilty he was, and it turns out that's the case. Yeah, Dylan.
I mean, if I was Jamar Chase and I knew that I spit on him, I would probably say no, I didn't do, and be like, hopefully they don't see. There's no camera angle.
Yeah, that was bad. That's bad. Yeah, Jill.
Well, and I think it probably didn't help, too, because Ramsey has had a bit of a reputation as being a hothead throughout his career. So I imagine at first glance, they just looked over, saw him hit Jamar Chase, and were like, all right, we know it's you, dead to rights.
Yeah, they usually get the guy who retaliates. So, everybody got to see it, and he takes the, punch at him. And then you realize that there's more to it. Yeah, Paul.
It does feel like such a violation. Like, if you were in line at a Starbucks and you got into it with another person and they spit on you and you hit them, I think if you went to a court, you get off. If there's video of someone spitting in your face and you almost defended yourself or your honor, I think you get off.
But I'm going to have to suspend you from Starbucks, though.
Oh.
You can't go to Starbucks. I mean, there's got to be a penalty.
That would be tough for you.
That would be really tough. And that's why I'm always on my best behavior when I go to Starbucks.